Hey everybody, it's Missy bringing you another layout for the Hip Kit Club. Thanks for joining me again for another video. Now this layout is going to take a completely different turn than how it's going to start here. And I'm using the 2015 October kits, and I really liked this Jen Hadfield paper here. It jumped out at me right away, and I had the idea of cutting circles out of a lot of these little sentiments here. We're not cutting, but punching. And so I went ahead and sliced them up here so my little 1.5-inch circle punch could fit them. And so I'm just picking out some of the sentiments that I think I might want to use, and I'm just going to punch them out. And I wind up changing this whole idea, but I wanted to show you how one idea completely changes and goes to something totally unrelated. Now, that little white cardstock die cut, well, it's not little, but I designed it in my Silhouette software. I found a circle cut file that I liked, and I just kind of overlapped it and welded it together. And my idea was to back some of these circles with these little sentiment circles. And I quickly discovered right away that, I don't really care for it. I mean, it's okay, don't get me wrong. I love backing die cuts, but some of the circles, most of the circles were just too small, and I didn't want all of the die cuts to be backed on just one side. So then I scrapped that idea and changed up my background, and I thought, well, I really like this wood grain, but I also like the white. And so here's a completely different idea. I decided to change the picture that I had chosen, and I went with this color photo of my daughter, and she's got some pink in her tank top. And I rummaged through the Project Life cards and discovered that there are a couple with pink on them, and then there are also a little bit of pink elements throughout all of the embellishments. And I thought, well, you know, I'm going to just play off the pinks. So I picked out 3 Project Life cards that I thought were really, really pretty, and they had some of the pink in them, and I used them as layers behind my picture. And then I went through some of the circles that I punched, and I am going to use at least that one that says hello. That little teal tag with the gold dots is from the Pink Paisley Cedar Lane collection, the ephemera pack. And I decided that I'm going to kind of create my own background here. I know I tend to do that a lot, but I had another idea pop into my head, and it involved this exclusive stencil. And I've had this in my stash for a while. It's glass bead gel, and it's kind of like modeling paste, but it's got these little tiny glass beads in it, and it's really, really pretty. I've only used it like once before, but I wanted to try it again here. And it goes on just like you would put modeling paste on through a stencil. It's very, very textured. If you look closely, you'll probably be able to see it better at the end when I have the close shots. But there's little teeny tiny glass beads in there, and it's very pretty, and it's very, very textured. So when you run your hand over it, you can definitely feel that texture. So I did put some clear gesso down, and you can see how thick it is there. It's really pretty. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with some of those Prima watercolor pencils here in just a second. We get those in the color kit along with the stencil. There are 2 exclusive stencils this month, and this is one of them. And so I'm going to kind of create some blues and teals in the background. And I just picked up a new water brush there from Michaels. I think it was $8.99, and I used my coupon for it. You just add some water to it, and you barely squeeze it, and water comes out of the end of it. And it's perfect for something like this with these watercolor pencils. You just kind of scribble on some of the pencil, and then you go over it with the water brush, and it smooths it out and blends it. It's really fun and really easy. And you could do the same thing with a paintbrush. This just sort of takes the whole dipping of the brush into the water over and over again, because you have the water right there in the brush itself. So I'm just taking a couple of different colors of blues and teals and greens and just kind of giving some shading there over all of these little plus signs. And I spent some time doing this, and I cut some of it out because it took me a while to get it just like I liked it. But I hope you get the color kit this month, because these pencils are really pretty and they're really fun to use. You can see here how they can create a really pretty watercolor look, and it doesn't take a lot. And it really, you just scribble it on and then wet it, and it smooths itself out. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to do it. And it's very easy and it's fun. I could just sit there and do this all day and be perfectly content. So I wanted some of the color coming out of the top corner and the bottom corner there of my cluster of background cards. And I'm going to come back in over the plus signs just to make them stand out a little bit more, because they're not popping like I wanted them to. They do resist this color, but you'll see how I do that when I go on. And I do still use the die cut that I made, but I don't wind up backing any part of it. I just use it for a background piece, just to, you know, give it a little more something there in the background. And I am going to use pop dots behind my picture there. I don't stick it down right away, but I do go ahead and add them there so I can kind of see what it's going to look like and move it around to where I want it. And this was definitely not the color scheme that I was intending on using in the beginning. If you've seen all the papers, there's a lot of coral and a lot of mint and a lot of navy blue, and this turned out so much lighter. I wasn't expecting all of these pinks, but there are pink elements in there, and so I wound up not even using any pattern paper on this layout at all, which was, again, not my initial intentions. And I just think that's interesting how your initial idea can completely change and wind up into something totally different. I did some gold stitching around there while I was off camera, and I'm going to take some cord and put it on the end of this tag. I don't know, whenever I have a tag, I feel like I have to put some cord in the end of it. See, I pulled out a lot of embellishments. So there are a ton of embellishments in the kits this month. I mean, I know I say that every time, but there really are a lot, and there were a lot that I felt would work on this page, and they're all over there on the right hand side. Stickers, puffy stickers, sentiment stickers, die cuts, a lot of gold, which of course I can never get sick of, not anytime soon anyway. I do add a little bit of tangled gold thread there on the right, just for a little bit of interest. And now I'm just going to spend some time playing around with all of these die cuts. I pulled out every little piece that I thought I could make work, either as something layered on top of the picture, or as something in the background, or as a layered piece. Mainly I picked things out based on their color, because I knew that I was going to continue to use pink and teal mostly. And so most of the things that I pulled out are pink or teal or gold. And this Pink Paisley collection has the prettiest acetate pieces. There's leaves and flowers. I love those pink leaves. They're so pretty, and I do wind up using those. And I just kind of tuck little pieces here and there just to keep adding interest. I wanted to use all of those pieces, but obviously it's too much for one layout. But this is kind of how my brain works. I get the design started, and then I go back through all of the elements in the kit and just pick out what I think would match and what I think I could possibly use. And I wind up not using most of it, and I'll just save that again for the next layout. But you never know until you try a piece here, you try a piece there, and you surprise yourself, because, like I said, your initial idea sometimes, a lot of times for me, winds up changing. So now I'm going to come in and try to make those little plus signs pop a little bit more, and that's one of the distress markers that came in last month's color kit, and it's the Cracked Pistachio. And you can actually kind of do the same idea as you can with the watercolor pencils. You just draw with this marker and wet it, and it smudges. And it definitely works a lot better if you have gesso on your page first. It just helps it smudge a little bit better. And I still don't think they pop as much as I wanted them to, so I'm going to fix that here in a little while again. But these are some of the Pink Paisley memorandum stickers, and they come in the Project Life kit. And there's a sheet of gold, a sheet of white, and a sheet of black. And I use a few of the gold ones here. And you could use these for almost anything. Layouts, cards, planners. There's a lot of things, like days of the week, numbers, things that remind me of a planner. but I don't do planning, and so I'm going to use them on a layout. And these stickers I think are my favorite. They are in the Pink Paisley Cedar Lane collection, and they're clear, but they're this gorgeous teal color. Oh my goodness, they look so good on white. So I do pull a couple of these wood veneer flowers. These are from the Simple Stories We Are Family collection, and they come in one of the kits. I can't, off the top of my head, remember which one, but I pull out that abandoned coral paint from a few kits ago because I want to pull in some of that, the big reddish pink flower up on the right upper corner. I feel like I need more of that color in the layout, and so that abandoned coral color was perfect, and so I am going to add those little flowers. And then I did add some gold color shine because do you need a reason for more gold color shine? No. I love that stuff. And I actually knocked it over on my desk the other day and spilled quite a bit of it, and I almost cried, but I salvaged the most of it. All right, so I am going to use some of these tall, skinny gold thickers, but I do move them around, and my title's not original. It's just going to be She's a Beauty, because I love this picture of my daughter, and I think she looks beautiful, and she's just lounging on the couch on a random lazy day, and she just looks beautiful whenever she's basically doing nothing. And so I have a habit of taking pictures of my kids doing nothing, and I love them. So I combine the thickers with the Heidi Swap gold. Okay, that's not gold. They're teal. Teal glitter stickers. And I kind of wanted it to overlap. The circles overlap the title. I tried them on top of the circles, and I didn't like the way that looked. And so I just kind of put them underneath the circles there. And it's okay that it kind of covers up some of the letters. I like the way that looks, and it doesn't bother me. So add a little bit of the washi tape at the top and the bottom. And then I just add a little bit of journaling here. Nothing too crazy, just a little description of how the picture makes me feel. And then I am going to add my date stamp at the end. I think I do that off camera? Yes, I do. Oh, it's up top there above right now. So that's the final product. I do go over those plus signs with a gold pen, and you can see they pop a little bit more there. So that's the final layout. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know if you had any questions. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you guys have a great day. And be sure to check out hipkitclub.net, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.